Comes to your door, and I actually am bringing a knife, I actually am bringing a gun, and I actually am threatening you. What are you gonna do? You're gonna defend yourself,
get
right?
my bigger knife.
Yeah. You're gonna get bigger knife, more efficient gun, and more tactical hand battling, right? Because you're gonna do whatever it takes to protect your family.
Yeah.
So for a group of neo-Nazis, hatred Americans, American terroristic hate group, to come and storm the streets of somebody's domestic home, a town like Charlottesville, where it's literally one of the lowest crime rates in Virginia. Yeah. On top of that,
I got a friend that actually does.
Okay, but it's not just in Charlottesville. It's now in Boston and all that. So
neo-Nazis and
okay, well, do you know anything about the true Nazis?
Yeah, I mean, of course.
Okay, well, what's your thoughts on Hitler? Do you know anything about Hitler?
My thoughts on Hitler, my thoughts on rhetoric.
No, do you know what Hitler's heritage was?
Yeah, Hitler was actually, if you read his lineage, he was a Jew. Like, he wasn't.
Thank you very much. So he's propaganda. He is throwing out their white supremacy when he wasn't even a complete white person.
He wasn't even a true white
now,
supremacist.
my thing is. My thing is, okay, if you know your history,
right,
and you obviously do, and I appreciate that because not a lot of people know all of history. All right, who really fought for the black man's right to vote?
So when you going back to even pre-slavery, I'm just talking.
No, I'm talking after slavery. Do you know who fought the most for it?
It wasn't just Martin Luther King. It wasn't just.
No, do you know who fought for that before them?
It was many of people. It wasn't just one.
Do you know who was the most prominent people?
I'm not sure what time you're speaking.
It's called women's suffrage.
I mean, yeah, of course.
White
was before that, but it lasted longer because you guys got man washed out because obviously.
But the white women
took over.
The white women vocalized absolutely for that. So my thing is, if people know parts of their history, shouldn't they know all their history? Because they want to hate on one person.
The difference between women's suffrage and the rights of being able to vote for a black person is the woman wasn't looked at particularly as a property value in America, whereas slaves were looked at as property. You go back, that's what I said. I'm gonna touch on slavery for a little bit. You go back and look on slavery. We were drafted in as a good. We wasn't tricked into slavery. I mean, we were goods. We're in Africa. We were good.
And so were white women.
Just like a spice or soap or whatever else.
White women were traded for marriage.
Right, they were traded as marriage. They still were looked at as human beings. We weren't. We were only looked at as a property or a good. So that's why women's suffrage was called suffrage and now it's called what it was. No, civil rights because that's just
But women fought.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
But no, I'm just making sure that you understand.
Of course.
And please don't take this wrong. Please don't take this wrong. I'm making sure. I want everybody to understand all of history because when you tear down a statue, it's not a statue. You're tearing down a piece of history.
The thing is, though, Black Lives Matter. The whole situation.
Why is it?
Well, I guess alt-right or whatever you want to call themselves now, or whatever else have you. It has never been about. It's never, ever been about saying that white people don't have problems. It's never been about saying another color or another culture has any problems. It's never what it's been about. It's been specifically saying, hey, there's a problem with the way black people are being treated.
Absolutely.
So now that it's being changed and being stated as, oh, well, they're just trying to suppress this and suppress that. No, we're saying, hey, these are relevant problems. These are here today. We know this.
I'm glad
there's been a suffrage for women.
I'm glad that you brought about.
Where is everything else that we need? I'm still waiting on my mute. I'm just saying.
Okay, well, no, I'm glad you said that because when you talk about suppressing stuff, a couple of weeks ago, I was hearing all kinds of stuff about war with North Korea and all that stuff.
Cool, man.
How much are you hearing about that now?
I mean, you still hear about it. It's still relevant.
Really, but how much are you hearing about that compared to?
What you tune into.
Okay.
Everything is relevant. You know what I'm saying?
So, do you think it could be a smokescreen?
It's not that. It's only a smoke screen to what's in front of you. And if you have your hand right in front of your face, you can only see your palm. But as soon as you move back, you can see your entire fingers.
And that's why I'm doing this.
So for you to see as a smoke screen, just because of Trump, you know what I'm saying, or what's going on, or what's happening in North Korea, it's all relevant. Every problem is relevant, but how it's faced and how it's handled in administration is going to be completely different on each lineage. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be. Trump has an agenda. Government has an agenda, and every other person in politics has an agenda. So if your agenda and what your movement isn't meeting their agenda, why the fuck are they going to talk about it? It just not doesn't make sense.
Well, my thing is, the United States was always built on their main military goal was divide and conquer.
I mean, yeah, I mean. The thing is,
So,
the whole,
if they
with the
divide
Korea
us as a
does-
nation, don't you think the others can conquer us?
The small thing about war, and I guess what no one's realizing is, we never ended war with Korea. We've
No,
always been at war with Korea.
absolutely.
So, I mean, just because it's escalated or going to another phase of war doesn't mean that it's a smokescreen, or doesn't mean that the problems that are here in America isn't going on. We're still gonna go on. I guarantee you, after the storms that happened in Charlotte, and I guarantee you, if there's a Black Lives Rally movement going on right now down the streets, you still have to go to work tomorrow. Doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying, what I may do or you may do in our downtime. What matters is that we still have an agenda that we have to face for today. You still got rent and pay, mortgage, house payment, bills, lights, cable, whatever else. So when we leave these rallies, when we leave these moments, we still have a regular, particular life to live. But my whole main thing for saying all that is, if your agenda, if the agenda of the nationalists, of the presidency, of government, of media, politicians, or whatever else, isn't forfeiting the agenda of the people, whether at the time is, I don't know, Kim Jong-un saying they're going to blow up America, or Black Lives Matter saying that we need to be taken care of better, it's not going to be talked about because it's not relevant. You know what I'm saying? It's all relevancy. It's what puts ashes in seats, is what sells tickets. So those aren't selling tickets, so why the fuck are we going to talk about it?
Okay,
It's just-
well, then my thing is, how do we solve the problem?
The thing is, it's never been a solution. It's never been a solution to anything. It's not a solution to anything. You can't sit down and say, hey, my solution is better. Your solution,
No.
because it's all opinionated. And the thing is, the only way to fix what's wrong in America, and it's been talked about, it's so fucking cliche, is technically love. Because if I can't respect your decision, how the hell can you respect mine? You know what I'm saying? And it just is what it is. You have to know how to respect each other's decisions. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, what I eat doesn't make you shit. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is.
So pretty much, to be educated is to have a well-rounded decision.
To be educated is to be aware of all sides. To be self-aware. You can't be educated and not be self-aware. You know what I'm saying?
Bloom.
It's just like for us black people, and I'm generalizing black people in society, and I hate to do this, but for us black people, especially young millennials, we feel entitled. You know what I'm saying? So if it's a sense of entitlement, of course we're not gonna put down the hard work that we need to put down because we feel entitled. And then, you know, for white Americans and Euro Americans, not speaking it properly, for the vast majority of them, is just like, it's not affecting them. What the fuck am I concerned about it? You know what I'm saying? It is the same way.
So-
I'm just saying, like, if I'm not,
Basically, if you choose to ignore it, it's okay.
I'm not saying it's okay.
But
I'm
no,
not saying
a lot of people do take that stance.
But it's a platform. It's the same way. If I'm a bum on the street, right? How the hell am I going to talk to Trump about what they're doing in government? I can't. I may know what's well aware. I may be well educated on it. I may have read all the books, read all the rhetoric, and all the teachings I have. But if I'm a fucking bum, why the fuck am I talking to Trump? It depends on what platform. It's the same way. If you see two guys arguing on the street, you know, and they're 300 pounds each, you're not going to stop in between them. Although you may call the cops and say, "Hey, these guys are fighting," but I'm not gonna fix that in between. I don't know about you. I'm not stopping between 300-pound guys and they're freaking going fisticuffs. That's not my platform. Now, if I was a security guard, or I was a police officer, or if I was somebody that had authority or dominion over them, of course, it's my job. But this is a human being, as a citizen. I make sure I de-escalate the situation before it gets to a fight. But it depends on which platform you're on. And if we're not on this particular platform, it's not ignoring it. It's just we don't have the power to physically stop it. You know? So,
No.
Now, did your dad ever tell you if you have a problem with something going on in your government, write your congressman?
yeah.
No, absolutely not.
No.
I was brought up in a very dysfunctional family,
Okay.
so I had to learn how to handle my business my own way.
Okay.
So now when I see a problem, I handle it. And I'm
the
seeing
way
a
that
problem
I've
and I'm
seen
trying to handle it.
The African American community dealt is that they followed those guidelines. They went. They rallied peacefully. They did what
Absolutely.
they were supposed to. They wrote letters to the congressmen and the representatives from each state. They got ignored. So they went knocking on the front steps, and still nothing was done. So when you're constantly ignored and ignored and ignored, and you're doing everything that's right and that's true, what do you think's going to happen next?
Okay, but hold-
Back to
but hold-
what I was
but
saying
hold on.
As far as like us millennials and us black people feeling system entitlement. Why the fuck do I think just because I'm a congressman and he's supposed to hop, skip, and jump to come forward? He has a fucking mortgage to pay. He has bills to write, laws to write, fire codes to go over, fucking amendments to certain bills to go over.
And not only that,
I'm
he's
just-
making $200,000 a year.
And he has a million constituents, so more. And it's probably an exaggerated number or whatever else. He has to come over. So just because 10 of us write a man that says, "Hey man, I don't know, man, you know,
It's
Lord,
not going
geez,
so well down
it's
here."
bullshit." I'm not gonna hop, skip, and jump to go and do it. And just because you come knock on my door and you're like, "Hey guy, you know what I'm saying? This guy from Orlando Castile just got shot in the arm." Okay, that's not. We understand that's the problem. What the fuck do you think I'm supposed to do about it overnight? It's just not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? The same way as if you got kids and you say, "Hey, look, Tommy just smacked me upside the head." It's like, okay, Phil, stop hitting Tommy, but it's like I can't make this nigga stop unless he fucking stops. So it's just like he has a choice. I mean, yeah, there's certain things. Yeah, you may go smack Bill upside the head, but obviously Congress and government can't do that. They have to do it by a certain way, or pass certain laws, have to
Red tape.
speak certain rhetoric, and it has to be a change on a local
But
level.
you know what?
So
We have social media today.
yeah, we do have social media.
So therefore, I'm fighting them
Yeah.
with social media.
Social
I'm not a millennial.
Social media is a big tool. It's a big tool because
It is a
now
big tool.
Technology and being able to interact with people is right at our fingertips. You know what I'm saying? Most people my age and most like millennials, I'm only 25 years old.
That's also what I
You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't have exactly.
But
It's a
okay,
strong
so
tool,
why
so
not
it's
why
like-
not take the tools that we have and use them instead of using our
Tell you the difference
fists and our
between-
ropes and
tell you the
our
difference between social media in America, social media and and other terrorist domestic. Okay. Social media in America was released as well. Away from
but
to
the
connect,
thing
right?
but the thing is we have it today. My grandmother came from Austria. She fought in World War II. Her option was you fight or you go to a concentration camp.
What did she? But your grandmother in Austria, right? She got on Facebook to use it as what?
She didn't because she didn't have that option.
No, I'm saying now today.
She's dead.
Okay, but I'm saying
So
today.
I use it today I want to let people know that not all people that consider themselves, okay, see, Nazis or what they call themselves are Nazis are ignorant because they're uneducated about what the whole propaganda is about.
I mean, for Christ's sakes, they were carrying tiki torches. I mean, if you know what tiki torches are, I mean, I'm not.
I
gonna speak on that, but it's
no,
like-
I do understand. It's the same thing. I'm
yeah, it's
I'm
like-
pausing this.